Hello, everyone. Sef Alchemist here. Thank you very much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. Today, I want to address the importance of energy in alchemy and alchemical transmutation. Alchemy is the art of transmutation and not transformation. Transformation is when something becomes completely something different. You take one substance and you completely transform it and becomes completely different. Transmutation is when you take the energy of a substance and you render it better, positive, much higher. So you're taking something negative and you turn it into something positive. That's the core of transmutation. And that's why in alchemy, we have turning lead into gold. It's transmuting lead into gold. It's not transforming, it's transmuting. But this transmutation requires the mastery of energy. Before you can transmute one energy into another or one substance into another, you have to understand how energy works. Because everything in the universe is based on energy. My words, they're vibrations, and that vibration itself is a kind of energy, and it's reaching you. And when you sense it, when you feel my energy. It's not really what I'm saying, and it's not even how I look. It's the energy that matters. And at the end of the day, people who always follow looks and ignore energy, they end up having problems in their lives. It's like in relationships, when you always follow looks, when the man or the woman choose to be with someone based on their looks, that always ends up in chaos. Because humans ignore energetic levels, but they can't even sense them. They can't sense the energy. You don't know if you're a match, you're an energetic match to that other person. And this goes beyond just relationships. It's for your work, for your career, for your practice, for what you do in your daily life. The people you hang out with, the places you go to, are they an energetic match to your energy? And energy is the representation of spirit, the elements that we can't see. It's all around us. It makes up the universe, but we can't see it. We can sense it. For the gifted ones, they can sense it, but you can't see it with your physical eyes. But that, in essence, is energy. So if you want to enhance your energy or make it better or raise it, there are certain things that you need to become aware of. For example, the foods that you eat. The more processed they are, the more they lose their spirit. The more they lose their initial energy. So when you consume a processed food that has already lost its spirit, it's empty. You're just eating something that's just caloric. And that's why I always say the best foods to consume are the ones that are close to the source. The closest food to the origin, to the source. An apple, where does it come from? What's the source of an apple? It's a tree. So the best way to eat an apple is if you pick it up from the tree. That's the best way. Yes, you're going to buy it from a market or from a supermarket or from a grocery store. By the time it gets there, it already lost a lot of spirit. Because when you pick it directly from the source, from the tree, it's still full of spirit. The fruit is full of spirit. It has that initial energy that stems from the tree. It could be an apple, or it could be a banana, or it could be any fruit, a watermelon, a mango. If you eat it directly from the tree, it's going to taste the most delicious. And you probably have had this experience. You probably have gone for picking fruits in a farm, like cherries or berries or apples or any kind of fruit. And when you taste it right after you pick it from the tree or from the plant, it tastes incredible. It tastes so delicious. It has to be ripe, of course, because nowadays in agriculture, they do certain tricks, and again, that makes the food lose its spirit, it loses its energy. For example, for the bananas, they pick them before they ripen, so by the time they get to the supermarket in other countries and they have to go through like ships and trucks for export and import or whatnot, and all of those logistics, so by the time it gets to the grocery store, then it starts ripening. But it's already too late. Nowadays in supermarkets, anything you pick, it's probably months old because it's been in freezers. And that's why frozen stuff is also not good. I'm talking from a spiritual perspective. I'm not talking from a nutritional standpoint. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm talking from something that is full of spirit. Frozen things don't have spirit in them anymore. And most of the fruits and the vegetables, they are stored in freezers so they can last longer before they arrive to the supermarket. So by the time you're eating your apple, the moment it's been taken from the tree until it reached your hand, you find that 1 month has passed, or 2 months even. So that apple is empty. It doesn't have spirit. It's dead. It's soulless. It's like a human that's soulless. You've met them sometimes, right? They look like robots. You don't even feel like you can have a conversation with them. It's like there's no soul. But it's the same thing for food. So the best way to consume a food is to go to its source, to its origin, and consume it there. So go to the fruit markets and buy the fruits and the veggies from the fruit markets that the farmers picked just recently, very, very recently, or even the same day if that's possible. That would be amazing. That way, when you eat that fruit or that vegetable, it's going to be rich and full in spirit. And again, as I mentioned, it's going to taste so much more delicious. Do the experiment. Go pick an apple from a farm and have a bite, and pick an apple from the supermarket and have a bite, and compare the taste. But the farmers of ancient time, the farmers of back in the day, they knew this. They knew this very well. And that's why they used to pray whenever they took care of their crops, of their farms, of their trees. They used to pray and connect to the land, because that also plays a role. So now we're getting deeper and deeper. It's a layer behind the layer, a dream within a dream. So you have the energy of the fruits that comes from the source, but then you have also something that's also connected to it, which is the energy of the farmer that planted the tree. Oh yes, it goes deeper and deeper. That farmer who planted that tree, did he or she care for the land and loved the work? And every time that farmer took care of the trees and the seeds, they did them with love, with a strong connection to the land. If the farmer worked on the land with love and passion, that land is gonna give the best fruits ever. Why? Because the energy of the farmer now is connected to the land, and it's connected to the trees that are gonna bear fruits. So the initial source is the energy of the farmer. And then the second source is the energy of the tree that's gonna bear the fruit. And usually, when the energy is loving and kind and generous and pure, you get the best results. And that's why sometimes from one farmer you'll get some strawberries, and you go to the other farmer and you get strawberries. They look exactly the same, strawberries. They're identical. But when you taste them, one is way more delicious and sweeter than the other. How come? They look like they are the exact same strawberry, but one tastes much sweeter and more delicious, and you notice that it's full of spirit because the farmer who worked on those strawberries, he or she did it with love. They were loving what they were doing. And they even pray for the land. They treat that land like it's something sacred, like it's something precious. And that energy transfers to the land. And it transfers to the seeds. And it transfers to the fruits. And that's why some fruits taste so much better than others. And it applies for vegetables as well. So what's connecting all of this together? It's energy. The energy which you project in whatever you're doing. And this applies to every field. It could be art, it could be singing, it could be the occult, like the stuff I'm doing for you guys. If you do things with love, with passion, from the heart, and you're 100% involved in what you're doing, you're immersed in it, you're part of it, you become part of it, and it becomes part of you, then the results are always incredible. It takes time though. It takes time to see the results. In the case of the farmer, no matter how loving and generous and incredible this farmer is, when they work on their land, it's going to take time before the land bears fruits. It's going to take 1 year, 2 years, depending on the fruit. That's just how it is. So energy doesn't have to do with fast manifestation. Don't confuse energy for fast manifestation. Because a lot of people will tell you if your energy is good, you're going to manifest things right away and faster. No. Things take time, regardless of how incredible your energy is, like the farmer. If apples take 1 year or 1 year and a half to be sown, then it's going to be 1 year and a half. You've never seen a farmer that produced apples in just 2 months. That doesn't exist. It's going to be the same time for every farmer. But what's different is the result, how delicious the apple is. It works like this for everything. So things will take time. The journey will be long. But the beautiful energy you put in the work and the love you put in the work will give incredible results. It will transfer. That energy is going to be transferred. It's the same like when you see some musicians who play instruments like the guitar or the piano. You probably have seen it before, and it looks like that piano or that guitar is part of them. And it's incredible. Most of the people who play instruments, they look like they're playing instruments. They look separated. Most of the people, but very few, the gifted ones, who really play from the heart, they look like the instrument is part of them. And you can see it. Even the normal person can see it. How are they playing the guitar like that? How are they playing the piano like that? It looks like they merge with the instrument. Why? Energy. Because all of their energy is combined with the energy of the instrument. So the song or the music that they produce is incredible. It's full of spirit. It's full of life, because spirit is life. But then, when there's a regular person who's just playing an instrument, yeah, they make some music and it may be good, it's okay, but that's it, it stops there. So it applies for everything. The same thing for, and I think many of you are going to resonate with this example, cooking. Why do you think that almost everyone's favorite cooking is their mother's? Not everyone, but I would say a good 80% of people all around the world, when you ask them, what's your favorite cooking? What are your favorite dishes? They're going to say it's the meals that my mother cooks. You know why? Because when the mother cooks for her children, she cooks with so much love so much love for her kids. That love transfers to her cooking. So it's full of spirit. And when you taste it, it's better than anything you'll ever taste. It doesn't matter if you go to a 5-star, 10,000-star Michelin restaurant. It doesn't matter. The taste of your mom's cooking is going to be better. And even if it's something, it could be just a cookie. It could be a muffin. I'm not talking about like complex dishes. But the taste is just going to be so rich in spirit because it's full of love. It's full of spirit. And the same for restaurants. You know, you go sometimes to these small restaurants, and I travel a lot, and I go to different countries, and it's always these small restaurants that have like an old mother or grandma making the dishes that have the most delicious foods. It's always. And the more you go to some restaurants that looks fancy and pretentious and expensive, overpriced, and it looks super luxurious, but then in most times, restaurants like that, the food just tastes bad. It doesn't taste good. And it's usually these small places that are family owned, and it's the mother that's cooking, that's doing the cooking. They always have the best food, even though it's like a tiny, tiny hole in the wall. Why? Spirit. Energy. Your energy transfers. This is alchemy. You transmute that energy into what you're doing. You transmute the energy that you have into cooking a delicious meal, into taking care of your beautiful farm so it bears incredible fruits. If you're into building stuff like pottery or furniture, and you do something from the heart, when you build it, it just looks and feels, it comes with a feeling, it feels beautiful. Sometimes you will see pieces of furniture or pottery or products that are not super complex and they don't have a lot of elements in them. And they can be even simple, but they feel so beautiful. Usually that's because the maker or the artisan or the person who made that product, they made it with love and care and spirit. They're transmuted their own energy into the product. And I find this a lot in Japan. The Japanese culture is all about putting 100% of your energy into what you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing, especially when it comes to making stuff. That's why when you see Japanese ceramics or pottery, they're simple in nature, very simple, but so beautiful. They feel beautiful. And you catch yourself wondering, how come something so simple feels incredible? It's because of the energy that was put in it. It was done with love and care and so much passion. And this applies to art. It applies to everything. That's why some pieces of art can look very simple, but they feel rich, so rich. I remember when I met Inawich for the first time, and she's able to sense energy with her palms. And as you may know, I draw a lot of sigils, and I showed her some of the sigils that I've drawn. And then I also had some drawings from another artist, and they were just like a person's face. So she passed her palm on my sigils, on my drawings, like this. So this was like the paper, and she passed her hand on the sigil. She said, wow, they're so alive. And I didn't understand it back then. I asked her, what do you mean they're alive? She said that they are full of spirit. They're real. And then she passed her palm on the drawing that was drawn by the artist, by another person. And she passed her hand on it and she said, this feels empty. Even though it was a beautiful drawing of a face from a super talented artist, super talented. But I remember I just got to know Inawich so there was no reason for her to flatter me or to tell me something good about myself. So for her, I was a stranger. But I just showed her that, and she said, this drawing of the face is empty when she passed her palm on it. And she said, the sigils are alive. Why? Because when I draw my sigils, I put all of my energy in there. It's me. It's me transmuting me, my energy, who I am, into that sigil, while having the intention of the purpose of the sigil. What is this sigil for? The intention is there, and then I transmute my energy in the sigil. And talking about foods, I tend to live in the countries because I'm a nomad. I travel in different countries and I live in different places for different periods of times. And I usually choose the countries that produce naturally, organically delicious fruits, vegetables, and nuts and dates and similar things, natural things. So I'm always gravitated to the countries where I can go to the market and I see farmers selling fresh, delicious vegetables and fruits. And those countries, usually, they're not Western countries, unfortunately. And they are usually warm countries. They're warm countries, but they're not Western countries. And that's why it's hard to find in North America and in Europe delicious fruits or vegetables that come from the source. It's hard to find them. But go to the Mediterranean, go to the Middle East, go to Asia, and you'll see the fruits and the vegetables. They are heavenly, heavenly. It's like you're tasting something from heaven. You can't even sometimes believe that an orange has that kind of sweetness. It's incredible. You can't believe that a mango has that kind of sweetness. It's mind-boggling. You can't believe that a watermelon can be so sweet, and it's coming from nature. It's coming from the land. It's hard to believe. So this is all embedded in my life. Even where I live, even the location I choose to be at is also connected to my lifestyle. It's all alchemy. You're always alchemizing and transmuting everything in your life, including where you are living. If where you are living is harming your energy and your spirit, you have to change it. You have to go to the place that's going to enhance your energy so you can transmute whatever was negative or bad into something better. And you know who are the masters of transmutation? They're the true alchemists. The true alchemists. They're natural alchemists and they belong to nature. And they're the masters more than any other human I've ever met. The bees. They can take something from the flowers and transmute it into honey. That's the most magical thing you can witness live on Earth. When people ask me, well, prove that magic is real, I show them two things that you can see anywhere in the world. And they're right in front of you and they're magic. First of all is honey. Honey equals magic. Something that these beautiful, small, tiny insects, beings, turn one substance into honey. In addition, honey is the only food that doesn't expire. You can consume it now or 50 years from now without fridge. Wrap your head around that and it'll still be okay and it won't harm you. Not only it won't harm you, it's full of goodness for your body. Everything about honey is good. It cleanses your body. It has antibacterial properties, anti-inflammatory properties. It cures your cold. It cures your coughing. It's full of nutrients. Everything about honey is amazing for you. And on top of that, it never expires. Without fridge, without anything. How is that even conceivable? That's the most magical thing anyone can witness. It's a miracle. Take the process of making honey, how bees make honey, and try to wrap your head around it. Try to study it. You're going to find that it's miraculous. And not only that, I'm not done with the bees and honey. They're not only master alchemists and magicians, but they understand everything about spirit. Because when they build their homes, they build them geometrically. And geometry is the blueprint of the universe. Sacred geometry. They build it in hexagons. And hexagons, when you connect the lines, they become hexagrams. Number 6, which is the number that represents the balance of everything in life. Divine masculine, divine feminine, above, below, duality, yin and yang, darkness and light. They build their homes in the shape of number 6, the hexagon. 6, not 5, not 4, not 7, but 6. So they understand the blueprints of the universe, meaning that they can see those blueprints that we can't see, and they manifest them physically as hexagons. On top of everything I just mentioned, if they're not around, the world will cease to exist. Nature, the whole world, relies on the existence of bees. That's why in the occult, you're going to find in some symbology or in some imagery, and sometimes in tarot too, in the Emperor card of the Hermetic deck, there's a bee. You're going to find many times in occult symbology the symbol of the bee, because bees are magical creatures. They hold so much magic. Here I'm going to show you in the card of the Emperor, oh here it is, that there is a bee there, because the Emperor is supposed to learn from the bees to build his empire. The Empress too. You see the Emperor card, and there's the bee right there. There's the sign of Aries, the astrological sign of Aries, and then there's the bee. Why is there a bee there? Because the Emperor is supposed to learn from the magic of the bees, from the alchemy of the bees. They're the masters. So if you want to witness magic, just look at the bees and what they do, and honey. Another thing I tell people when they ask me to prove that magic is real, I show them fire. How is this not magical? How is this not magical? What is this? Another thing that scientists cannot explain. No matter what formula or mathematical equation you can give me, you still can't explain how this is manifested. It's magic live in front of you. And it's moving. And it appears and disappears just like that. So next time someone asks you about magic, tell them to light up a candle and they can witness magic. This beautiful fire is a portal to the world of the unseen, to the world of fire, because there is a world out there that consists of fire, and what we see, these little flames from candles and from little fire pits, is just a little window to that world. So every time you light up a candle, you're opening a portal to the world of the unseen, just like that, without doing any spell or ritual. Lighting up a candle or looking at the fire can help you transmute your negative energy. Every time you feel depressed or you feel down, you feel like you're just not having a good day, light up a candle or 2 or 3 candles. Look at them, stare at them, and burn something in those candles, and you'll see how much better you'll feel right away. You can burn whatever you have around. If it's sage, burn sage, burn some bay leaves, burn some cinnamon like how I do, or burn a sigil as well. You can have a sigil for whatever you're intended, maybe a sigil to remove negative energies around you, or a sigil to banish malicious entities, and just burn the sigil. And stare at those candles, and you'll see how much better you'll feel. Candles also have that magic. They can help you transmute your energy because they're full of spirit, because they are portals to spirit. Alchemy is always transmuting. How can I take something and just transmute it into something amazing? So candles can help you. Honey can help you. So consume honey. And when you see a bee, never chase it or kill it. Try to save it. If it's stuck inside your home, save it. You know how I do when a bee is stuck inside, I take a cup or a glass so I can see the inside, and you put the cup on the glass, on the window glass, and you put a paper underneath, like a thick paper, and then you trap it in the glass, and then you take it outside and let it fly. Don't kill it. Don't crush it. It's bad karma. Bees are magic. Never kill them. Never. Never. So everything is interconnected through energy. How you feel, how you behave, the things you eat, the things you consume, your practice, your career, your location, your being, your thoughts, everything is interconnected into this web, energetic web. You know, it's funny that the internet is called the World Wide Web, but in spirit it works the same. It's a web as well, but it's connected with energy. Your past lives, your future lives, your parallel lives, everything is interconnected with energy. Everything. So you have to be always aware of your energy. Where is it used? How is it used? Because the world, unfortunately, is in a very rough place right now. How the energy is used is catastrophic. We have wars happening, genocides, killing and bombarding of children. What's happening right now in Palestine, in Gaza. Innocent people just dying. They haven't eaten for months. They have no food, no water. This is not only sad, but it makes you lose hope in humanity, in how humans have been utilizing their energy and the gifts that they were given. These tyrants are given wealth and riches, and that's what they do with it. They start killing and murdering and raping and kids. How can you do that to kids, to mothers? How to tiny little kids? How can human reach such a level? It's not only upsetting, there's no word to describe this feeling of agony. It's too much. It's too much. And what's worse is that this is not the first time this is happening. It's been happening all around the world in history. And it just keeps repeating itself. History keeps repeating itself. Just read history. What the Nazis did with Hitler. And prior to that, what the colonizers did around the world with Columbus. And the Europeans when they went to the American continent and they annihilated, tortured, murdered, raped, and killed all of the indigenous people of the American continent. And others before them as well. And the sad part is that these tyrants who do these things, they are labeled the heroes. They become the heroes. They write history and they trick everyone into believing that they are the good people. It's really hard. Humans make it really hard to love them. It's really hard to love humans. And these tyrants, they have existed since the beginning of time and they're still existing. committing injustice, wars, murders, killing, colonizing. They go to countries and they just take over them. Why? For the sake of, I'm better than you. For the sake of, you're inferior to me because I decided you're inferior to me. Therefore, I'm taking your land. I'm taking everything you have. Now it belongs to me. Many European countries did this not even too long ago. And I'm from a country that was colonized not too long ago. My grandparents experienced that. So I know what it is like to be colonized by another country that just comes and says, hey, your land is my land. I'll do whatever the heck I want with it. And you have no say to it. I know what that feels like. Not me directly, but indirectly. I heard stories from my grandparents, from my ancestors. I heard what happened. And these colonizers, they take all of the resources. They impose their culture, their language, their food. They impose everything on these people that have been there for thousands of years. And they take everything. Why? Just like that. Can you see the cruelty of humans? The cruelty of humanity? But I never say where I'm from. And I'm never gonna reveal it, or my zodiac sign, or any of these personal things that just contribute to judgment and segregation. Because I'm aware that it's not about that. The country that colonized my country, later on, I've met people from that country and I've become very, very good friends with them. Because I know you can't judge a person based on their background or country. Everyone is different. Not everyone is the same. That's why every time you talk about flags and I'm from this, I'm from that, and the background, my background is this, my background is that, and I am this, I am that. And you find people that build their whole personality based on their flag and where they're from. That's their personality. But what about you deep within? Who are you deep within? But most humans, they just start telling you about their culture and their flag, and that's it. They tell you, I'm this and I'm this because my country is this and my flag is this, so that's it. That makes me who I am. Sure, I mean, cultures are beautiful. If you associate with a certain culture, which represents your background, for the sake of enjoying it or having fun with it. It could be the clothes, it could be food, it could be some ideas, it could be different ways of lifestyles. That's great. But to take it radically and start infuriating and looking down on other people just because you're from a certain culture or a certain background or a certain race or a certain skin color, now you're becoming a horrible species. Now you're becoming a horrible soul. You can be proud of your culture, of your customs, of your country, but to use it for power and killing and destruction and slavery and looking down on other people. What's wrong? What's wrong with the world? What's wrong with humans? What is this? And the moment there are some super evil people that do such a thing, we call them demons. Really? Demons? Demons always get the bad reputation. Maybe in some other realm, they see what humans do, and if someone is evil, they call them human. You're such a human. That means you're so evil. Maybe that's how it should be. But it is so sad and unfortunate how humans use their energy and transmute it for such horrible things, because this is energy too. Everything is interconnected. Everything. If some people are suffering, they're going through a genocide, they don't have food, they don't have water, you're going to feel it. If you don't feel it, that's the opposite of spirituality. If you say, well, I'm just living my life and those people don't concern me and I'm not connected to them, that's the opposite of spirituality. We're all interconnected, one way or another. If you say, oh, I have my shelter and my food, and I don't care about the rest, they're far away, they're on another continent. What am I supposed to do with that? That doesn't concern me. If you say so, then don't label yourself spiritual. And when there is immense pain and suffering happening in the world, you will feel it if you're actually connected to spirit, if you're actually spiritual. And you might ask me, well, Sef, I feel that. I feel the pain and the suffering that these people are going through. I see it and I even feel it. But what can I do? There's many ways to transmute your energy into something beautiful. There are a lot of people who devote their whole life to helping these people in need, people in war zones, people who are going through genocide, people who don't have food. There are organizations that gather donations that help at least get food and water to kids. Food and water. These people I respect so much. They have my utmost respect. I don't care about their backgrounds, their religions, whoever they are. If they devote their life for these causes, they're beautiful human beings. And you can transmute your energy by doing whatever you're guided to do. Just follow the guidance from the universe. You can donate to these organizations or to these people who use all their time for a beautiful cause. Whatever you're guided to, help with whatever you can. You can do a ritual, you can do a spell. You don't have to even show it publicly, you can do it by yourself. And if you do a beautiful ritual to help these people or to protect them, and the other person do it, and the other person do it, and the other person do it, and I do it, then you have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people doing it. And I can guarantee you when that happens, that energy will manifest. The universe will manifest that energy. That's how it works. There are many ways to help, many ways to be involved, but follow the guidance that comes to you. Follow the guidance. And I'm talking about it from a spiritual perspective. It doesn't have to always be vocal. You can do it by yourself. But that's also one way to transmute your energy, because you're helping. You're doing something beautiful. You're accumulating good karma too. Even though you have to do it from the heart, you can't think about it from a karmic perspective. Do it from the goodness of your heart. That's something we need to be aware of so it doesn't perpetuate, even though history has been repeating itself. History has been repeating itself. This has happened in the past. Many tyrants have done this, and now it's happening again. And healing is connected to transmutation as well. The healer, when they use their energy to heal someone, they're transmuting their energy through their palms. It's not always the palms, but for healing, it works mainly through the palms. They're using their palms to transmute their energy into a beautiful healing tool for other people. Isn't that wonderful? That's also transmutation. It's also alchemy. So healing is about transmuting your energy as well. So remember and be aware that everything in life is interconnected. No matter how you think separated everyone is, at the end of the day, everything is interconnected. Every action, everything you see in your life, nothing is random. Everything that's happening in the world right now as well is interconnected. So follow the guidance of the universe. Transmute your energy always into something beautiful. Strive to do so. Help whenever you can. Especially the people that don't have food and water. Kids dying every day because they don't have food and water. They're bombarded every day. It pains me to say so. It's the amount of agony and pain I feel. It's beyond words, beyond description. But transmuting yourself and your energy into something beautiful, either for yourself or for helping others, is always the best route. It's the best path to reach your philosopher's stone. So please remember that. It's all about energy, and everything is interconnected. So I hope this helps, and I want you to let me know in the comment section, how do you use your energy? How do you transmute it in your life? How does it work for you? Do you always try to transmute your energy into something beautiful through your practice, through your action, or even through your thoughts? Share that with me and all of us in the comment section. I hope this helps on your beautiful alchemical journey. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.